You don't need to spend a fortune to get a pro-level snare drum sound. Just take a look at the Ludwig Acrolite or the standard S102 aluminum snare drum. Well, at least when they were initially released. For those who don't know, my name is Nick Costa, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 budget-friendly snare drums that deliver. There are a couple factors that make a snare drum quote-unquote professional sounding. Some entry-level snare drums can have snare wires that rattle or buzz for too long, or be the complete opposite where they're really choked out. This could be because they have improper snare beds or because there's too much tension applied to the snare wires. Regardless of the preferred tuning, the snare should have wires that are articulate and dynamic. The 5 snare drums in this video are in no particular order and offer various sounds so you can find one that best fits your needs. Before we continue on with the video, I wanted to take a moment to let you all know about an upcoming clinic hosted by the Pennsylvania chapter of Percussive Art Society and Pocket Percussion. Join us at Pocket Percussion on Friday, March 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. for a drum clinic with Rob Mintzner. Rob is a Brooklyn-based session drummer who was featured on Late Night with Seth Meyers as one of their guest drummers with the 8G band. He has also supported some of New York's finest artists. Rob has written a book called Drumming in a Band, Stuff You Can Use, which has been published by Hudson Music and distributed by Hal Leonard. And in this clinic, Rob is going to be going over some of those things that you can use alongside a bass player. This is a clinic that is perfect for anyone who is looking to improve their drumming skills. So join us at Pocket Percussion from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday, March 28th, and a discounted ticket link is in the description below. Or if you want to pay a little extra money, you can pay for your ticket at the door. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Now, let's get back to the video. Let's get started with the very first drum, which is the Ludwig Rocker LM300 snare drum. This is a 5x14 beaded steel shell and is outfitted with 10 double-sided bow tie lugs, triple flange hoops on the top and the bottom, a generic throw-off, although you can put a Ludwig P88 AC throw-off on it, like I did in an earlier Snare Saturday video. Also, this drum does have an internal dampener. It's one of the round puck dampeners. Now, these drums are no longer in production. However, if you search used marketplaces, you can find them ranging from $99 all the way up to $200. Despite having brighter overtones from being steel, it does have a versatile tuning range, though this drum really starts to stand out in higher tunings. Now let's move on to drum number 2, which is the sibling to the Ludwig Rocker Steel, the Ludwig Rocker Bronze, also known as the LM305. This is another 5x14 bronze shell, at least that's what it's advertised as, although they are a little bit closer to being a 5.5x14. It is also equipped with 10 double-sided bow tie lugs, triple flange hoops on the top and the bottom, and another generic throw-off. Now, although these are becoming harder to find, you can still find them on used marketplaces ranging from $250 all the way up to $350. If you like the sound characteristics of a metal snare drum but prefer a warmer overtone, then you want to look into a bronze snare drum. This drum is ideal if you like to have a sharp attack like the LM300, but want overtones that are a bit less abrasive. Moving on to the third snare drum, it is the Ludwig Universal Brass Snare Drum. This is a 1mm beaded all brass shell with black nickel plating. It is outfitted with 10 double-sided heavy-duty tube lugs and are offered with either triple flange or die-cast hoops. All of the models are outfitted with Ludwig's P88 eye throw-off and P35 butt plate. Finally, the drum is outfitted with 20 strand snare wires. Now, the Ludwig Universal Brass Snare Drum is offered in 4 different sizes: 5.5 by 14, 6.5 by 14, 7 by 13, and 8 by 14. Now, the configuration in this video is known as the black to black model. It is a 6.5 by 14 shell with black tube lugs and black die cast hoops. This is the drum to get if you are looking for that Black Beauty sound, but don't want to spend that much money. Moving on to the 4th drum on this list is the Ludwig Universal Beach Snare Drum. This is a 6-ply, 7.5 millimeter beach shell with an outer ply of exotic sapelli. It is a 6.5 by 14 shell, outfitted with 10 double-sided tube lugs, triple flange hoops on the top and the bottom, Ludwig's P88 eye throw-off, and P35 butt plate. This drum is outfitted with a set of 18-strand snare wires. Although Beach has a lower fundamental tone, its lightweight qualities allow it to be pretty airy and make it versatile with its tuning range. If you prefer the directness of a wood drum, but want to have a broad tuning range where you can tune your snare drum really low or have it cut in a really high tuning, then look no further than the Ludwig Universal Beach Snare Drum. And now it's time for the 5th and final drum on the list, which is a Ludwig Standard S102 Snare Drum. This is a 5x14 raw aluminum straight-walled shell. It is outfitted with 8 double-sided Ludwig standard lugs, triple flange hoops on the top and the bottom, Ludwig's P83 throw-off, which you should be able to put one of the new P88 AC throw-offs on the drum because it's the same hole spacing. So hey, kudos to Ludwig for building something that allows you to have a more durable throw-off on an older drum. And of course, they came equipped with an internal puck dampener. The reason why this drum is on the list is because you can find a bunch of these on the used marketplace like you can the Ludwig Acrolite. However, they're not nearly as expensive as a Ludwig Acrolite, at least at the time of making this video. You can still find these floating around for about $180 to $290. And if you've looked for a vintage Acrolite, you'll see those prices can be a whole lot higher. So you can save a few bucks, get a vintage drum, and get that similar sound to the Ludwig Acrolite. Now that you've had the chance to see and hear those 5 different drums in my preferred tuning, of course, which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to see all of these drums through a few more tunings to see how broad the tuning range really is, I've put links to the earlier Snare Saturday videos featuring all of these drums in the description below. And if you'd like to check out other videos from the Snare Saturday series, I've put a link to that playlist in the description below. I'll also have it come up right here to make it a bit easier for you. Regardless of the snare you like the most, be sure to get a good set of drum heads on the drum that are in tune with one another. I recommend the Remo Ambassador snare side head for the bottom of the drum, and if you prefer your drum to be open and super resonant, then go for a Remo Ambassador coated for the top head. If you are a heavier hitter like I am, but you like to have that openness of the drum, then consider the Remo Ambassador X coated. It will get you a similar sound characteristic to the coated Ambassador, just has a little bit more durability to it. If you're someone who wants to control the overtones just a little bit, then consider the Remo CS dot coated for your top head. Finally, if you want your drum to be really direct, then consider a heavier head, like the Remo P77 coated drum head. I have some affiliate links to all of those drum heads in the description below, so grab the one that best fits your needs. Now for a snappy snare wire response, you want to make sure that you're tuning that bottom head to a tabletop tension. Then you can adjust the pitch of the drum with the tuning of the top head. To get you started, check out my video on how to tune a snare drum in the description below. Now for the drums without internal dampeners, if you want to control the sound of the drum just a little bit but not have something permanently embedded onto the drum, consider some external dampeners. My preferred are Drops by Tandem Drums and some various big fat snare drum products like the Quesadilla or Steve's Donut. You can check all of them out as well in the affiliate links I have in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Not only does that make it easier for others to find it, it is a free and easy way to support the channel. And that is it. Thank you so much for checking out this video on 5 budget-friendly snare drums with a professional sound. And until next time, see you later.